The stranger in the camp, exposing the semantics of modern Christianity. Part 3. Malachi turned to another passage. He was not finished. The Christian argument was already bleeding. But now he was about to show the room something deeper, categories inside Israelite society itself.
Deuteronomy 24 verse 14 says, "Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land." Notice that. Brethren and strangers in thy land. That does not automatically create a foreign covenant people. It shows categories inside Israel's national order. We must understand the distinctions. Deuteronomy 15:12 says, "And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee." Israelites could become servants. Israelites could become poor. Israelites could lose status. But servitude did not erase lineage. That is a truth we must hold fast to today.
He looked at the audience. So when Deuteronomy 29 mentions the stranger from the hewer of wood to the drawer of water, the text is not changing nations. It is identifying the lowest social rank present in the covenant assembly.
But Israel had not split into northern and southern kingdoms yet. They were not in Assyrian or Babylonian captivity yet. So how can there be displaced Israelites? That argument is shallow. Before the kingdom split, Israelites could still be poor. We have to consider the landless status of those servants who had to sojourn. Before Assyrian captivity, Israelites could still be servants. Before Babylon, Israelites could still be landless. Your argument is shallow and ignores the historical timeline completely. Before national exile, Israelites could still sojourn outside their family inheritance. Social displacement did not begin with Assyria. You are mistaking a symptom for the root cause. Leviticus 25 already told you a brother could wax poor and be called a stranger or sojourner. Was Leviticus written after Assyrian captivity? Was Moses waiting for Babylon before an Israelite could become poor? Did poverty require the northern kingdom to split? No answer, just quiet, as the truth remains evident.
No answer. Malachi turned back to the crowd. This is how modern Christian doctrine survives. It creates false requirements, then uses those requirements to overthrow context.
False premise, stranger can only mean foreign blood. Scriptural reality, stranger can mean displaced status. We must look at the text with clarity and intellectual honesty today. David confirms this usage. Psalm 69 verse 8, "I am become a stranger unto my brethren and an alien unto my mother's children." Can we all find strength in that? Did David become a Gentile?
No.
Did David's mother's children become another nation?
No.
Then what changed? It is exactly. His relationship changed. His status changed. Stranger language can describe separation, condition, rejection, or displacement. You are making this too complicated. The gospel includes everyone. The Messiah did not authorize you to rewrite Moses.
The room stirred. Malachi continued. You cannot run to modern Christian slogans to cancel the covenant language of the Torah. First, establish the covenant. Then establish the audience, then establish the law, then establish the precepts.
Amos 3:2, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth." Joel 2:27, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel."
The Most High said he was in the midst of Israel. His covenant people were Israel. His statutes were given to Israel. His judgments were given to Israel. So answer plainly, if the strangers in Deuteronomy 29 were Gentiles, why would the Most High swear Gentiles into Israel's covenant when he repeatedly said the covenant belonged to Israel?
Pastor Miles said nothing. Malachi stepped away from the podium and spoke to the room directly. This is not about hating other nations. This is about refusing to let modern Christians steal covenant language and redistribute it through word games. He pointed to Deuteronomy 29. They want the stranger to be a Gentile because they need a crack in the covenant wall.
They want the stranger to be a Gentile because they need a crack in the covenant wall. But when you test that crack, the whole argument collapses. Cut 1, Deuteronomy 29:1 says the covenant was made with the children of Israel. Cut 2, Deuteronomy 29:10-12 says everyone listed entered that covenant. Cut 3, if strangers are Gentiles, then Gentiles were nationally sworn into Moses' covenant. Cut 4, Psalm 147 says the Most High did not deal so with any nation. Cut 5, Amos 3 says Israel only was known of all families of the earth. We must understand the weight of these words as we begin this process today. Cut 6, Numbers 1 says the camp was organized by Israelite tribes, not foreign nations. Cut 7, Leviticus 25 proves a brother can be called a stranger or sojourner by condition. Cut 8, Psalm 69 proves stranger language can describe alienation among one's own people. Cut 9, hewers of wood and drawers of water describe labor status, not ethnicity. Cut 10, Their entire doctrine hangs on forcing one English word to override the covenant context, leaving their theology fractured and devoid of its original intended meaning.
You use Joshua 9 to prove ethnicity. The text uses that phrase to describe function. That is the difference between reading and forcing, he continued. Also, Joshua 9 is later history under Joshua. Deuteronomy 29 is Moses in Moab renewing covenant with Israel. You cannot drag a later event backward and use it to redefine the covenant audience already stated in Deuteronomy 29:1. Someone in the room whispered, "That's a gash." To be continued